A very good afternoon, viewers. Thanks for tuning into NDTV. You're watching the Southern View. Over the next half hour, we'll of course be bringing you everything that's making news from down south. Joining me on the show today, of course, are all my colleagues from the southern part of India. Uma Sudhir joins us from Telangana. We also have Ashish Pandey joining us from Andhra Pradesh. Radhika Ramaswamy joining us from Chennai. And through the next half hour, of course, we'll tell you everything that matters from the southern part of India. To start off from Karnataka, Dharmasthala issue, of course, has been the talking point in the last several days. Ever since the masked man who made massive allegations of mass burials, and then the SIT through its investigation has realized that he was lying after all, the BJP has upped the ante. On one hand, they're demanding CBI investigations. On the other, they're demanding NIA investigations. Overall, they're saying that the state government has failed the devotees, has failed the temple, has failed the administration, and now a central agency has to really get involved.
ನಮ್ಮ ತನಿಖೆ ನಮ್ಮ SIT ಸಮರ್ಪಕವಾಗಿದೆ ಸಮರ್ಥವಾಗಿದೆ ಅವರು ಈಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ NIA ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ತನಿಖೆಯನ್ನು ಭಾಳ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಹಿರಿಯ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ತನಿಖೆ ನಮ್ಮ SIT ಸಮರ್ಪಕವಾಗಿದೆ ಸಮರ್ಥವಾಗಿದೆ
All Dharmasthala issues already I have commented on that issue. I know a lot of issues. BJP is doing politics. They shut their mouth. There is a difference, two groups in BJP. That is why all these dirty issues have been called. This entire thing is being done internally. On their failure, they are trying to put us. We will show the facts on the Dharmasthala issue.
The Chief Minister showed great enthusiasm and urgency in constituting an SIT on the basis of absolutely ridiculous allegations made by an unnamed masked man whose credentials were not even preliminarily. This is clearly a conspiracy that is beyond the jurisdiction of Karnataka, and it appears that the state government also more than willingly played its part in this larger conspiracy. Therefore, the CBI must be entrusted to investigate the larger conspiracy behind this defame Dharmasthala campaign. Therefore, we demand from the Chief Minister that if he and his government has nothing to hide, the Chief Minister must forthwith order and institute and request a CBI inquiry.
ಬುಡ ತರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದಾನೆ ಮೊದಲೇ ಬೇಸಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನ ಮೀರಿ ತಲೆಬುಡೆ ತಂದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೊದಲು ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಇದ್ರ ಹಣ ಎಲ್ಲೈತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೂಡಿದ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದ್ರಿ ಬೋರ್ಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದೆ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಅದನ್ನ ಮೊದಲು ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೇ ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡದೆ ತಲೆಬುಡೆ ಇಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ದೇಶದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅಪಕೀರ್ತಿ ತರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಇತರ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿಗಳು ವಿನಾಕಾರಣ ಅದನ್ನು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗುಂಡಿಗಳು ತೆಗೆಯೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆನೇ ಗುಂಡಿಗಳು ತೆಗೆದು ಪಾಪ ಮನೆಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಂದರೆಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಕ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲೇ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಳಸಿ ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ.
So while it's the BJP that's demanding an NIA and CBI investigation, the Home Minister is saying there's no need of the NIA, the SIT is doing a good job. On the other hand, we just heard one of the Congress leaders themselves, the recently ousted, Rajanna, who was ousted from his ministry, says that the government didn't do a good job. Initially, they should have identified that there was something amiss. But that's not the only controversy here in Karnataka. Now, a few days ago, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar sang the RSS anthem in the well of the assembly. After that, of course, the BJP has been taking pot shots at him. But now, it seems like the Congress leaders themselves are quite unhappy with the statement. MLC and AICC in charge for Haryana, B.K. Hariprasad, has hit out at the KPCC president and asked him that he should apologize. He has said that this is an organization that killed Mahatma Gandhi, and it's not very clear who that D.K. Shivakumar was trying to send a message to. But if he said this in his capacity as the KPCC president, he says he must apologize. Let's listen to this reaction.
ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೊಂದಂತ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಆ ಸಂಘಟನೆಯ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಡೆಪ್ಟಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಹಲವಾರು ಮುಖಗಳಿದೆ. ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಕೃಷಿಕರು ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಾರಿ ಓನರು ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಜುಕೇಷನಿಸ್ಟು ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮನ್ನು ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟು ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಒಂಥರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಇದು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸಂದೇಶ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವ್ರ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂಘ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಮೆಚ್ಚಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಡೆಪ್ಟಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ನಮ್ದೇನು ಅಭ್ಯಂತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅವರು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
Well, now moving on to some news from Telangana, my colleague Uma Sudhir also with us. Good afternoon, Uma. Not very good news coming in from your state. We have a story of a pregnant woman who has been chopped into pieces and brutally murdered. Tell us more about this.
Thank you, Deepak. The big story that we are focusing on from Telangana is about the murder of a 21-year-old woman who was in fact 5 months pregnant, and she was strangulated to death by her husband, and then he dismembers her body, gets in fact what is called as a hacksaw and use that to dismember her body. And I'm standing in fact right outside that very residence. This is the second floor of this building where the murder in fact took place, and the couple had been married in January 2024. They had a love marriage and they were from Vikarabad, and they came and settled here. They were here for a year. They moved away for a couple of months and then came back here. They were here only for a month when this horrific murder has taken place. That is the CCTV that we are focusing on and showing you to tell you that that is what had caught the picture of Mahinder Reddy, in fact, using a backpack and a polythene bag in which he packed the head and the limbs of the woman in order to dump it away in a river. This is in fact the neighbors of Swati and Mahinder, and they had in fact moving away from here. They are packing their bags and leaving because of the horrific murder, because of the shock of what happened. This young girl was only 21 years old, like you. I mean, it creates a lot of fear, obviously.
Yes, it is very horrible to see, and still now it didn't happen in our colony. This is the first time we are seeing like this murder in our colony.
Yeah, this girl was never complaining, never told anyone about her husband's behavior.
She didn't tell anything about them, and I'm not living here, so I don't know that most about this.
Yeah. So the shock certainly there in the neighborhood. What we are being told is that she was, she was working as in a center where he had gone and in fact said that he does not want her to work there. Three things that I must tell about the murder. It seems to be premeditated because he had just a day before killing her actually bought that hacksaw from a shop and brought it home. He decided to strangulate her, cut her into pieces and then dump her pieces in the river Musi. We in fact visited the location where now the disaster response force personnel are looking for the body parts in order for a DNA match. Before that, let's tell you that within less than 24 hours, the police had managed to crack this case, and that's because he informed his sister that his wife has gone missing, and then a relative came down. They went to the police station to report her missing, but the police found something amiss and they got suspicious, and when they interrogated him, he confessed that he had in fact murdered his wife. The search on at the Musi River. We also spoke to the DCP of the area, Padmaja, who mentioned about this kind of a domestic violence that did get reported in the month of April. She had lodged a case, but because there was counseling, the wife came back to the husband and started living with him, something that perhaps was a very, very dangerous move, something that took her life as well. Back. Let's take a look at the report from the Musi riverfront where the search is on for the missing body parts of this woman. What is now the status of this case? Have you been able to find any of those dismembered body parts?
No, actually, what he has done is like after dismembering her other parts, he has put in a black cover, which is a waste disposal cover, and he moved from his place, that is the scene of offence, to the Mosi River, where he has thrown that body pieces. So twice he has came out and he has thrown that, and he again went back to the home and to dispose the trunk, but he could not able to do because there will be a lot of patrolling in the area. So, but because the Mosi, as of now, because you know that we are having a lot of rains, and because of this there is an overflow in the Mosi. So the teams are there. Yesterday the NDRF and other teams, GHMC teams are there to locate the parts, but because of the flow we are not able to do as such. But the teams are there and that they are keeping their own effort.
The weapon that he used to cut her body parts, was it available with him or did he acquire it subsequently? So is this a premeditated murder or is it something that's a crime of passion, should we call it?
See, basically there was a lot of disturbances in the family of the deceased and also the accused. So the incident happened, the quarrel, it has happened and it was there for a 1.5 day long quarrel. So during that time he prepared, that is, there is a pre-plan to do this kind of act, and he purchased it on 22nd or 23rd from the shop and he kept it in the home.
And so that appears, that means he had this kind of a plan to do away with her body.
Yeah, it appears to be, but we have to verify the technical evidences, where he bought, how he bought and it all. This is all based upon his confession, and but now we have to verify and cross-check with the investigation.
Rescue workers of the Disaster Response Force Hydra at work here at this location where the river Musi is flowing, and this is where Mahendra Reddy had brought the body parts of his wife Swati and had disposed of them off. He travelled a distance of 11 kilometers from his home in Balaji Hills Colony in Medipalli in the very late hours, and he tried to pack it in a polythene bag. He had in fact carried a backpack and also a polythene bag in which he had put the body parts that he had dismembered. And the response workers now trying to find the bag in which the dismembered body parts were there. The flow of the river is quite a bit, and this happened on Saturday night, and therefore time is elapsing and the waters could have carried away the polythene bags, the kind of garbage bags in which the body parts were packed and thrown away here. All this is based on the confession of Mahendra Reddy, who had initially killed his wife, of course, and then used a weapon that he had bought in order to cut her body into pieces. The head, the limbs, all of that were packed in polythene bags, and he's seen taking them out of his house in a backpack. What I must point out is that while the disaster response force is looking for those body parts in the polythene bags, they will have to conduct DNA tests in order to affirm that it is indeed belonging to the 21-year-old Swati, wife of Mahendra Reddy. So the police have now booked a case of murder and also an attempt to wipe away all the evidence, and they intend to fast track this case and make it an example so that it becomes a deterrent for other potential such criminals as well. Now we go across to Ashish Pandey, who's going to tell us, Ashish, what's the latest in the case of the Kerala Congress MLA from Palakkad who has been accused of sexual harassment of women?
If we talk about Rahul Mamakottil, the Congress MLA who has now been suspended from party, the suspension has come today after a lot of pressure from opposition party, whether it's BJP or ruling left parties. Now the MLA has been suspended from the primary membership of Congress party, but he remains to enjoy as power as Palakkad MLA. I remember Rahul is facing several allegations after actress Rini George. She first came out during an interview with a Malayalam news channel. She alleged that one particular powerful politician allegedly harassed her. Later on, a writer, Malayalam writer, she also came out and, in fact, made the similar kind of allegation. Later on, a transgender woman, she came out and in an interview, she named Rahul. In fact, she said that Rahul both met Rahul during a TV debate, and later on they both exchanged their number. And then Rahul started messaging, texting her. And in fact, Rahul allegedly told her that he has a rape fantasy. Based on that interview, further, both BJP and the left party, they started questioning Rahul's membership in the party as well as Rahul as an MLA. They questioned, they are still demanding that Rahul should resign. Meanwhile, Congress party, which is facing trouble, which is in pressure, they have suspended Rahul from membership. Earlier, Rahul taking a moral high ground when this entire allegation had come out. He had resigned from the post of Youth Congress. Remember, Rahul started his political career in 2006 as a youth leader. He served at various positions in NSUI as well as Youth Congress. He was appointed a Youth Congress president of Kerala unit, and he was serving as the Youth Congress president. After the allegation, he said that while talking to media, he said that he's taking a moral responsibility and he's resigning from the Youth Congress president post. But now Congress party has acted firmly and he has been sacked from the party. But we need to wait and see whether Rahul will resign as an MLA or he'll remain to enjoying his power as an MLA. Now we should go to Tamil Nadu. There, my colleague Radhika is there.
Thanks, Ashish. Tamil Nadu politics is certainly heating up, and man of the moment is actor Vijay, who gave that electrifying speech in Madurai just a couple of days back. In fact, there were a lot of talking points as far as that speech is concerned. He's positioned his party, TVK, as the main opposition to DMK. Besides that, of course, he's taken all kinds of digs and jabs at the ruling party, at the current Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin. In fact, he's called him uncle. His reference to M.K. Stalin as uncle is the biggest talking point and highlight of that day, which has not been received well by the DMK, obviously. In fact, he has said that M.K. Stalin, while he was in the opposition, was critical of Prime Minister Modi. But now that he is in the ruling government in Tamil Nadu, he is being more welcoming and inviting of Prime Minister Modi, talking about how he's been hypocritical of his approach and so on. Also speaking about how M.K. Stalin has not really delivered on his poll promises, be it in terms of protection of women, safety of women, or the betterment of the welfare of the people in general. So several of the poll promises not fulfilled. He has failed to reduce corruption in the state. These are the charges levelled by Vijay on that particular day when he gave that speech that drew lakhs and lakhs of people. In fact, he's also had been critical of not just DMK but also BJP. While he called BJP his ideological enemy, he's called DMK his political enemy, but accusing both of them of double standards and hypocrisy and so on. So yes, it was a charged up speech, no doubt. As far as reactions to his speech and address is concerned, DMK has called it immature, inappropriate and absolutely insulting and disrespectful to the Chief Minister's chair, Agriculture Minister, saying that it's just rhetoric and cinema is different from politics, and it is not befitting of somebody who wants to be a part of political landscape in the state to behave or to say things in such a manner. So all kinds of reactions, strong reactions coming in from the side of the DMK. Even EPS has reacted because on that particular day, Vijay completely dismissed AIA DMK as a strong contender, which has been rubbished by EPS. In fact, he has said that it's just a 1.5-year party of Vijay's. TVK is a child and he doesn't know about the democratic process, and that AIADMK is the only party that can give befitting response to the DMK, and that is a strong opposition to the DMK. Let's listen into some of the reactions. One of what exactly Vijay said on that day when he drew lakhs and lakhs of people. It was, of course, a star, it was a star performance, no doubt about it. Let's listen to what he said and the responses to Vijay's speech.
Stalin uncle, what uncle is very wrong uncle. இப்படி தமிழ்நாட்டில் இப்ப நடக்கிற இந்த ஆட்சியினுடைய லட்சணத்தை பார்த்துக்கிட்டு நாம எப்படி சும்மா இருக்க முடியும்? ஒரு தவறு செய்தால் அதை தெரிந்து செய்தால் அவர் கபட நாடக மூக ஸ்டாலின் அங்கிளாகவே இருந்தாலும் அங்கிள் உங்களுக்கு மனசாட்சின்னு ஒன்று இருந்துச்சுன்னா நாங்க கேட்கிற கேள்விகளுக்கு மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் பதில் சொல்லுங்க அங்கிள். நீங்க நடத்துற இந்த ஆட்சியில நேர்மை இருக்கா, நியாயம் இருக்கா, ஊழல் இல்லாம இருக்கா, சட்டம் ஒழுங்கு சரியா இருக்கா, பெண்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு இருக்கா, பொதுமக்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு இருக்கா, இயற்கை வளங்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு இருக்கா? சொல்லுங்க மை டியர் அங்கிள், சொல்லுங்க.
சில பேர் புதிய அரசியல் கட்சி தொடங்கிவிட்டு 2வது மாநாடு தான் நடத்தி இருக்கிறாங்க. அதுக்கு வயசு 1.5 வயசு குழந்தை.
Vijay's speech, electrifying speech, became a talking point. No doubt there was a lot of star power in it. But the big question really is, will Vijay's TVK translate his charm and his star power into votes? That's the big question. That's all we have as far as news from Tamil Nadu is concerned. We'll go back to Deepak. Deepak, there is some sort of controversy that has erupted over Dussehra celebrations in Mysore.
Well, absolutely. Now, the Mysuru Dasara, the Nada Habba, is celebrated by people not just from Karnataka. People from all over the country really come celebrate this, and it's a very massive event. It's celebrated at a very large level. Huge amount of funding comes in from the state government. This time, in fact, the centre also has helped, where after Mr. Siddaramaiah went and asked the Union Defence Minister, there's going to be an aero show as well. So that's the scale of this event. And when you have an event of this scale, you can expect some politics, and that's exactly what has happened. Just a couple of days ago, the Karnataka Chief Minister decided that Banu Mushtaq, the author who recently won the Booker Prize, is going to be inaugurating this. And very soon, politics has begun over the same. You have Tejaswi the Surya, or you rather have Pratap Simha, the former Mysuru MP. You also have B.Y. Vijendra, the party president. All of them are raising one pertinent question. Why did the Congress government, Mr. Siddaramaiah, choose Banu Mushtaq, a person who has openly, questioned religious beliefs and even gone on to say that, you shouldn't enforce these beliefs on anyone? The BJP is saying this is a Hindu festival, it's not a secular festival. Then why invite Banu Mushtaq? I in fact spoke to Banu Mushtaq as well about this entire controversy. And meanwhile, the Congress government, they have defended the invite. The Home Minister is leading the charge, counter charge in fact, on the BJP. And he goes on to say that this is not a religious event, it is a state-sponsored festival. Let's listen in to all the reactions that are coming out.
Ma'am, I just wanted to actually take an official statement of yours. This is pertaining to, you being chosen as the person who will be inaugurating Dasara this year. While many have welcomed it, some of the BJP leaders and some right-wing leaders are raising some objections to you participating in this event, saying that this is a Hindu religious one and not a secular one. And somebody who doesn't believe in the Hindu religion, why is the government choosing for you to, inaugurate Dasara? Would you like to comment on this, ma'am?
No. I have been invited.
Okay.
Only the invitee has to comment on it. I refrain from commenting on anything.
Okay, but what do you make of, such issues being raised, ma'am? Because, you're somebody who's recently even won the Booker Prize, brought so much fame to Karnataka. And you being in, that's the reason that the Chief Minister said that he's chosen you. And when you have such statements being made, what does that make you feel?
Yeah, I don't express my feelings right now.
Okay, ma'am. Would you like to say anything pertaining to the Dasara event in itself?
No. Sorry.
So you will continue to you will still be the person who will be inaugurating Dasara this year, right?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thanks.
That was in fact Banu Mushtaq, who confirmed she is going to continue to inaugurate this event. She's saying that I'm not the one to respond to this controversy. The invitees, as the state government, should respond. But there is an earlier reaction of Banu Mushtaq, of course, which the BJP has also picked up and created an entire issue about. Let's listen into that and, of course, how this has been playing out politically between the Congress and the BJP.
ಭಾಷೆಯಾಗಿ ಬೆಳಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನ ಭಾಷೆಯಾಗಿ ಬಾನು ಮುಷ್ತಾಕ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಕೆಯ ಮನೆಯವರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಅವಕಾಶನೇ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭುವನೇಶ್ವರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರಿ. ಕೆಂಪು ಮತ್ತು ಹಳದಿ ಅರಿಶಿನ ಕುಂಕುಮದ ಬಾವುಟವನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ಅರಿಶಿನ ಕುಂಕುಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕೆಯನ್ನ ಲೇಪಿತಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಕೆಯನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಮಂದಾಸನದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ.
ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಬಾನು ಮುಸ್ತಾಕ್ from Assam is going to inaugurate the world famous Dasara Mahotsava this year. Dasara Mahotsava will be inaugurated on 22nd September. 22nd September of 2025. And Vijayadashmi will be held on 11th day this year. It's a special occasion. Will be on 2nd of October.
ಇವತ್ತು ಡೆಮೊಕ್ರೆಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಆಚರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ತನ್ನ ಸುಪರ್ದಿಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಹೊರತು ಇದು ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಂ ಪ್ರತೀಕವಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಆಚರಣೆ. ತಾಯಿ ಚಾಮುಂಡಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪುಷ್ಪಾರ್ಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ, ಆರತಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ವಿದ್ಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ದಸರಾ ಆಚರಣೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಾನು ಮುಷ್ತಾಕ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಾಯಿ ಚಾಮುಂಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Well, that's all we have in today's edition of the Southern View. I'm thanking all my colleagues from different states who joined us over the last half hour, and thanking all our viewers as well. But of course, we'll be back every afternoon at 2 p.m. We'll be bringing you the top stories that are making news from the southern part of India. Stay tuned.